an accidental feminist. And you'll hear here now an interesting thing, what's going on. Sobukwe is an accidental feminist. We know that Robert Sobukwe is reported to have been angry with Biko and his comrades for drinking and this womanizing thing. And I think for almost a year, Sobukwe did not talk to Biko at all. That's how angry he was. And Sobukwe, as a father figure, was very worried about this behavior he considered not revolutionary from Biko and his comrades. You must hear the stories when what was happening there in Durban, because Biko and them were there in Durban. You must hear the stories of the things that were going on there. What Sobukwe did, I don't imagine Sobukwe saying, "Chaps, you are little patriarchs." He must have said, "This immoral behavior does not sit well with the expectation of your followers." In fact, Sobukwe said that. He said, Biko does not see that followers expect different kinds of behavior from their leaders. We know this from Father Stapp's account about Sobukwe's concern. Now, here's an interesting contradiction. So Sobukwe saying to Biko, don't behave like this. Don't do these things of drinking and having many lovers, which is, of course, the similar. I don't know about the drinking part, but the many lovers part, where I'm sure this is the consideration of the feminist movement as well. So Sobukwe is almost taking the same position, therefore, with the feminist sisters here. And that's why I argue this makes him an accidental feminist. Here is an interesting contradiction. That while Sobukwe's concerns might strike us today as an instance that make him an accidental feminist, it was actually the vulgar patriarch, Biko, whose movement had black women in leadership, not Sobukwe's. This is the point I'm making. It's interesting that Sobukwe is making this point, but it is actually black consciousness. And here I call Biko a vulgar patriarch. Permit me to do so as a Bikoist. It was this movement that was able to empower women to a point of leadership, not Sobukwe's. Up to now, only black consciousness had a woman's president. If you look at the liberation movement in this country, liberation movement as Pan-Africanist, let's accept ANC also in that, okay, the ANC and black consciousness. Only black consciousness had a woman president. In 1972, the Black People's Convention had Winfred Mngxitama, who was elected as a president. President is, we can't imagine it now because none of our movement has a woman president, right? If you imagine the ANC having a woman's president, that what happened. It is the only movement that had that. So I make this point here, that this makes for interesting inquiry into the personal gender dodgy behavior of Biko and his public political practice that seemed to empower women's participation at the highest possible level versus Sobukwe's personal accidental feminism, as I call it, but public political behavior that sustains women's place outside of the main arena of struggle. I just think that it will be, those of us who are interested in Biko and Sobukwe, it will be nice to probe a little bit on these questions. And now I'm going to fast track very, very fast. I have here, and this note